Hi, and welcome back to the interview series. So this is the CJV ICT interview series where we're talking to professors and teachers from CJV, of course, but also outside of CJV and all about, at the moment, all about online language learning, whichever language you may be teaching. So in this interview with Eva from the unit in the Faculty of Economics and Management, we talk about so many things. We're mostly talking about the semester that has previously gone and online learning and how she put her course online. We talk about having everything clear, having everything in one place, the importance of having tutorials. We talk about an alternative for some of the face-to-face interviews and things like that. We talk about like not reinventing the wheel of having, there are plenty of videos out there, tutorial type videos and things. So like bringing outside videos and tutorials and all sorts of things into your course. And we talk about some very cool technology for follow your own adventure kind of stories, and perhaps even students creating those for themselves. And just near the end, we talk about speaking practice and speaking/presentation practice, and how we might be able to do some of it asynchronously. So enjoy. So today we have Eva with us from the Faculty of, well, the unit of the Faculty of Economics.
Economics and Administration, yes.
Hey, so tell us a bit about the teaching first up, or the faculty.
Okay, so at our faculty we teach business English. We have two different courses for bachelor's and master's degrees, which are different levels. Today I will show you what we do in the bachelor's level, which is language 1, meaning it is 4 semesters and the ending level should be C1. So these students are at the beginning, our experience is that there is a mix of levels. So we can have very good students and we can have A2 students. So the approach is that we want to sort of put them to a similar level. So we go through some grammar. Some people might be bored, but it's good for the lower levels. So that's a type of exercise I will show you. And because it's business English, it's focused on quite a lot on business terminology. So vocabulary plays a big part. Of course, all this language is used then in various activities, group activities, and so on. But that's not what the information system can help you with. You need people to be together for that. So I'm not going to talk about that very much. Maybe I will mention something.
So business English. So you mentioned grammar and vocab, of course, all the usual candidates. What kind of teaching style or method do you tend to take?
Well, I sort of expect the students to know most things from grammar. So it's not like from the beginning, I take it more as a revision. Not everything, because there are some things that are new for everyone. And I will show you one of them today. But it's sort of building on their own knowledge and maybe showing them why it's like that. I know that some people say that grammar is like they can study it on their own and so on, but still I had students who are really good at English, and we were doing some grammar and I was giving them examples, explaining why it is the way it is, and some of the higher level students were like, oh, I never knew. Like this is interesting for me. So I think that's even for them might be useful.
And this is an ESP, sort of specific purposes?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, business and things like that, yeah.
And your course has like an exam at the end, or is it more continuous?
It's 4 semesters, and the structure now is first semester ends with a credit test, second with an exam, third with a credit test, and at the end there is a big exam from the whole 4 semesters. So it's exam of all the skills. You have reading, listening, writing, plus of course grammar and vocabulary to test if they remember the terminology that they should know. So
Okay.
yeah, and speaking, of course. Sure, I mentioned
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
So
And of course, the most recent topic, our coronavirus situation and distance teaching and things. So you were using the IS and teaching these mostly business English remotely. So yeah, how about we get into that and tell us like about your teaching over the IS and, you know, what worked, what didn't work, things like that.
yeah, well, we at least at our faculty we are quite used to using the information system tools. So we used them even before, but of course now it was much more, prevalent. In general, I would say, because it was like from day to day situation. So it wasn't something that you could prepare, analyze what would be the best to do online. So my approach essentially was, this is what I would do in class. How do I make it electronic? Right? So just trying to transform the face-to-face activities into something that can be done online. I think for the situation that we were in, it worked well. Of course, if I had the time, if I had a month to prepare an online course, I would integrate Zoom meetings like this much more, because that was something I didn't do very much, because I was sort of optimistic that I will see them, right? And we will speak then.
Yeah.
So I kept putting it off. I was also I had a mental block, didn't really want to do it. Of course, now I know that it's fine, right? But you have to take the first step to overcome your fears and do it. So,
but also you're right in a way. It was very much an emergency situation, and it's not like you can run a normal class over Zoom. It's not like you can say, "Hey, everyone, jump in," and
exactly, yeah.
Only one person can talk at a time, and yeah, it's just I
had a few. It can be done, but you really need to think about it, and there was no time.
Yeah,
I was glad that I had time to transform those exercises, and they were done. They were there, and they could do them.
So, do you have some examples that you could show us?
Okay, so I would like to begin first with the interactive syllabus. I don't know how much people use it. Share my screen with you. So the interactive syllabus in the information system, it's a platform that I use to communicate with students. So you can, as you can see here, you can put homework there. You have the general information. So it's a place where everything is together, right? Or the students can find everything in one place. So I've been using this tool for ages. I used it before we had this horrible new design. That was probably before your time, but it used to be nice and warm and friendly. Now it's like clinical, white and blue.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but what can you do? You have to deal with things as they are. So it used to be much nicer. This looks to me a bit, not that attractive, but still, it's very convenient to have these things. You don't have to send emails every time you want them to do something. You just put the information there. Everyone looks there, or should look, right, if you tell them properly. Okay, now I would like to show you the substitute lessons syllabus. So what I did was I began this section with the discussion forum. So this is a normal discussion forum as you would use in the information system, where students can discuss things, you can help them, and so on. What I did here, I will probably change it to show you, because I like when things are together, again, in one place, right? So the editor, as you have it in this new wonderful design,
Oh, yeah.
I hate so much, gives you some possibilities. So you can insert a discussion forum, but what it does is it gives you a link. So it just say discussion forum, you have to click it, it opens a new window, and there you have the forum itself. So I wanted to do what I did in the past when it was possible in the previous editor, which was much more user-friendly. There were many more possibilities, but it can be done, right? So, yeah, but you have to do some things. So I wanted to have it here. So the student opens it, sees it, doesn't have to go anywhere else. So to do this, what you have to do is play with the HTML code a bit. I'll just show you what it looks like.
An iframe.
Yeah, exactly. So this is, if you just copy this and you put the website, essentially, that you want to have here embedded in the interactive syllabus, this is what you do. You just copy it here and everything else can stay the same, right?
Nice, okay.
So you copy it, copy the text there, you just close it and it's there, right? And you can scroll, you can go to the second page, you can see all the comments that the students made.
Nice.
So
would you be able to, after this, send me an email of that text and I'll put it onto the page so that people can copy it?
Yeah, I have some more that I will mention. So
nice.
I can, yeah, I will show you later. I have a text file where I have all this. I don't remember it. I always have to copy it. So definitely this can be provided as, help material or support material.
Good.
To illustrate this, I also wanted to show you one more. So it doesn't have to be just from the interactive or from the information system. For example, in this section, I put a Google document link where the students put their names when they want to meet online. So there's also another possibility. You can essentially put anything there, right? You just copy the website address, and it embeds the thing.
Very nice.
I think that's very useful. It makes it sort of more alive, all these things. So the discussion forum is something that I used to communicate with students during the crisis. I think that not everyone knew about it or didn't notice that I informed them about it in an email. But it was quite useful because they told me when something didn't work. We talked about how they were and so on. So, it's again another tool that you have in the information system that can be used, and you don't have to go anywhere else outside of
exactly
university tools. Okay, so this is one thing. In the when you work with HTML, you can also do things later, but you can't see it here because it's just, I will show it to you later. So, because as I said, this editor is very limited. I don't know if you worked with it, but colors. Nothing.
That's it. Oh, they're the faculty colors as well. That's probably why.
The faculty colors, but there is no economics color, which is this color, this pink.
Oh, no.
So I was quite angry about that. I think it's discrimination.
Wow, yeah.
But I can make the color. You can find the code for the color and make it. Okay, so I think that the interactive syllabus is a very convenient tool for communicating with the students and show them where to go. You can see which lesson was substituted and so on, so they could go immediately there.
Yeah, I like how you've planned it out there with the actual dates. I found a fair few of my students, more so the social education, because they're a bit sort of laid back. They didn't keep up with the dates, but making them, yeah, right, obvious there, that this is lesson that was, you know, on this date. Like, yeah, that's good.
I think it's very useful, yeah, because when you begin making an interactive syllabus, I think it gives you the possibility to have like week 1, week 2, and so on, which for me is confusing. When I was a student, a long time ago, the information system was much less complex at that time. I remember that one of my teachers gave us reading for a week, but I thought that it was week 2, but it was week 1 because it started counting from a different week. So I read something completely different, and he was suspicious that I'm just making excuses. So I find it better to give them specific dates.
Actual dates.
Yeah.
And did you have things that were due like each week, each lesson?
I will show you. Yeah, let's just say this one. I had some online exercises, robots, right, as it's called in English. And for each, there was a deadline, and they had to complete it. And you can check it if they did it. And I gave them, you know, like okay or points after we decided that they will be getting points. So for the online teaching, I definitely had deadlines because I think students find them useful. Everyone finds deadlines useful. Okay.
So it was okay. So the interactive syllabus, and of course the very useful discussion forum, and the robot quizzing kind of system. Was there anything else put in?
In the interactive syllabus, you mean?
Yeah, I mean for your course. Oh, I saw some like Google Docs, yeah, for signing up for different things that you used.
Yeah, I used to use that for presentations that we did. So students signed up their names, and it was there immediately. They didn't have to go anywhere. So I found it useful, so I used it here too. Although with Google Documents or Google things, tools in general, you have to be you know, students have their own Google accounts, and when you share it with Masaryk University accounts, they can't get there and so on. So you have to tell them specifically what to do to be able to get there.
Yeah, I used to work actually with Google Classroom, and it needs all of the students to have Muni Google accounts. They can't use their personal, and yeah, it just gets a little bit complicated.
Yeah, exactly. I think I have a manual for that somewhere. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I had a manual for students. Oh, how to get to Google Docs.
Oh, nice. Okay. Tutorials is a very good thing to have. Yeah, like actually guiding them through how to access things.
Yeah, so I tried to troubleshoot everything that people came up with and give them screenshots too. So it worked for most of them in the end. But yeah, sometimes there are problems. Even if everything should be working, sometimes it doesn't. So
yeah.
Okay.
Google Docs, tutorials. Oh, I've forgotten what it was now. But you wanted to show us something else about the HTML code, maybe?
I thought I will show you because it's connected with some of the online exercises that I created. What I did, I wanted to have like the whole chunk together in one odpovědník, right, robot. So I was combining exercises. So I will show you a couple of examples. You can, what you can do drag and drop.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This
Nice.
was definitions before reading a text or something. You can have audios. For you can have these click in. I don't know what they are called. Multiple choice, probably.
Like check boxes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You can also make boxes for like open text, open answers, which I think not many people know, because this is not like a standard thing. But I found it very useful. It's, well, these exercises are designed to be like self-correcting. Like when you finish, you see what is correct and what is not. And this type of exercise doesn't have a correct answer, right? So the information system technician contacted me saying, you have this there, but it won't show you if it's correct or not. And I was like, no, it's fine. I will read it on my own. And he was a bit surprised, but yeah. So I went through all of them, reading them.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Was that, did you have many of those each week?
Well, the first 2 semesters take place twice a week of our English. So I had 2 groups. Oh, sorry. Well, I had lots of them. I'm not going to count it, but I used this in the second semester of Language 1. I did something else with the 4th semester because I would probably go crazy. But this was for them mostly because in the 4th semester, I know that they are a bit more responsible. So for the second semester, to sort of force them, I don't want to say that, but you know, students need a bit.
Yeah.
So to make them do something, I created these things, and I really wanted them to write something on their own, not just click, because that doesn't teach you anything.
That's important.
And I think it was really useful. When I did feedback with them, they said that this was something that made them think, made them use the language more. I use this as a substitute for exercises that would be done in pairs, like discussing. Like, you know, what did she say? What point was she making? Discuss that. But because it wasn't possible, at that time at least, I wanted them to give their input as if for that conversation. And what I found was that when we do this in the lessons, you walk around, you monitor, but you don't hear everyone. And it seems that quite a lot of people are just coasting. Like they don't really talk, they don't really think. They let the other person speak, or they only speak when you are near them. So this, in fact, it seems to be more effective for that. They don't speak, right? It's not a speaking exercise, but for the thinking and for the language use, I think this is quite useful. And I'm thinking of using this as homework in case we teach normally. So, you know, like a preparation, and then in class they can discuss it, but I want them to think about it really and say what they think.
And perhaps you'll get more conversation out of them in class.
Yes, because in class they maybe don't want to think about it, or they're just lazy, or they are just tired, right? That can be objective reasons. But if they know that I will read it and it's homework and it has to be done, they would probably put in a bit more effort. So yeah, so this is something that I would like to use further on. So that was for the open answers. Then you have some more types. You have matching like this, which is nice visual, right?
Nice, yeah,
so
yeah.
In books, you have exercises where you match. So you just, I just took it and created this type of exercise.
Oh, and you can have multiple matches.
It seems so. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Couldn't,
okay.
but yeah. It would probably show us a wrong answer.
It could be handy though for some things where, you know, you're matching with multiple things.
It's possible, yeah. I don't know how it works when you create it, but I never thought about that, so maybe it might work like that too. And the last thing in this part of their homework or self-work, again, this is open questions, and you can also link in robot text, which again needs you to use the code. I think I will show it to you later. So.
And so when you click on that, a new window opens, or?
I'm not sure if it opens on its own. Yeah, I think you can set that. So you get a link, it opens here, and they have some questions to answer.
Nice,
so
okay.
I didn't put it inside, but because I think that would be too much. But you could also embed that page if you wanted, but yeah, it's not necessary. So you can also link. I will show you what it looks like later. Now, some more things that I wanted to show you was you can put a video straight there. Again, you can just do this like outside of the exercise and say open or watch this video and do these exercises, or just have it in one place like this.
Yeah.
This is from YouTube, and when you have YouTube, you can get a link automatically. So you don't have to write anything. You just take that bit of code and put it
in here.
And yeah, just they can play it and they complete some things. You can also use different colors.
Very nice.
This is interviews, like a good interview, a bad interview, and a sort of moderate one, I think. This is what I used to substitute what they would do in class. They would interview each other and then give each other feedback. They had a checklist, but because they couldn't do that, I found a video that would be instead. Yeah, which again, not ideal, but given the circumstances.
But yeah, very good substitute, you know, for an emergency.
The whole exercise was that first in groups they created a job advertisement, then they put it in the Google document, then they chose one of them, wrote a CV and a covering letter, and then did the interview, right? So all these steps were not possible completely. I did some of that, but you know how it works. You tell them, find another person and create an advertisement, and then you end up with nothing or one person doing everything. So it wasn't ideal, but yeah, what can you do? Those are the circumstances. Also, one more thing, pictures, which you can write things in, right?
Oh, very nice.
For vocabulary that at the beginning there was some vocabulary work, and then this was sort of a revision, like, do you understand? Fill in, what is this, right? Questionnaire and so on, concierge.
This fill in the picture thing, is this what do you call it? Like, is it using the HTML code, or it's using a specific question type that's in the IS?
This is something that I will show you. There's a tool for that.
Okay.
Where you can just put the pictures and write what the correct answer is, and it creates it for you. So you don't have to write the whole thing. You just, yeah, I will show you.
Okay.
Okay, what else do I have? Okay, one more with pictures. A different type, in fact. This is drag and drop. So for language of trends, this is what you can use. Also in this batch, I wanted to show you my attempt at tables, which didn't work at all, but I found out what to do, and I will show you later something that looks much nicer.
But that's very cool, getting them to change to the different types of words. Yeah,
yeah, very useful. Again, we do this in the lessons. They get a handout, or they just do it in their own notes and I show them a presentation, but because it wasn't possible, they had to do it like this on their own for things. Okay, what else do we have here? All right, now, so these were mostly vocabulary work and some exercises that are from the book. And I wanted to show you something I did with grammar.
Mm-hmm.
So this is inversion. That is usually a new thing for everyone, even for the more advanced students. And again, what I did was take what I would do in the lesson and try to make it, you know, at least a bit useful.
Yeah, yeah.
So what I do with inversion is I give them this, what I found on the internet, a funny complaint, which uses inversion a lot. Like, not only did we stop at the Magnificent Six airports yesterday, but we also got to change planes and so on. So it's like sarcasm, right? Showing them
wow.
that inversion can be used to make things different, striking, and you know, to show sarcasm in this case. So they get the letter with the inversion, then they get the sentences written normally, and they have to find what it is in the letter. So this would be a handout in the lesson. Then in the lesson, I would ask them, why do you think this person used this, which is what they should write here, and what happened to the sentences? How did they change them? So they should be able to find that they changed the word order a bit and so on. Then I would, in the lesson, I would give them a presentation where we would show where what goes and so on, and things like that. So it would be a bit of my explanation. But because I wasn't there, a colleague recommended a short video.
I like the
from
BBC Learn English. Yeah, yeah.
It's short, it's clear, and what is useful, in my opinion, is that it's a native speaker, because very often students don't believe me because I'm a native speaker.
Oh no.
So this was, it was quite short, quite clear, so I thought it would be a good substitute for me speaking. Yeah. And based on that and what they learned before, they were supposed to create the sentences. So what goes after the negative expression and so on. So with the, again, drag and drop. And here, in some cases, I put a bit of explanation or a bit of pointing out what is happening. Right? Like, you don't use the negative form of the verb because you already have no here, right? So things that I would point out in person. So this would be a handout that they would get in the lesson that they would be filling in as we were speaking about it. Then there are some other expressions, not just negative, and then there is a bit of practice again, which would be done on paper in class. First, drag and drop. This is sort of an easier exercise, and then making the whole sentences together, like the whole theory together. So this was my substitute for quite a, maybe not difficult, but something new, something that I would prefer to speak about in person. It's not perfect, but you know, again, under the circumstances, I think it did its work.
Yeah, yeah.
So this would be an example of that. How I did the grammar theory and a bit of practice. Of course, after that, they received a couple of other exercises. Also, I wanted to show you sort of a mix of types of exercises. This is for reported speech. So here you have filling in gaps, but also drag and drop, which for some reason the box is so big. I don't know why. So you can combine the exercises or the types of exercises like this, but again, you have to do it yourself. Manually, right? Because you can't do it in those editors that I will show you. Here you can also see that I learned how to make nice tables, which an example is here. You can even make those
Like some
frames.
pictures, yeah.
Yeah, of course,
the
pictures
frames for
can
the
be
tables.
done.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can make a table with the exercise like this. So very useful. I was very proud of myself.
Yeah, no, it looks
Found
great.
out how to do this. Okay, so these were some examples of, well, most of these things are like normal, but there are some things that you can do above, right? Like making those tables. So the tools that are given to the teachers, I have one old one, which is, now I tried to find how to get there from the information system. I have these in my bookmarks, right? I couldn't do that. So if someone is interested, I can just share the links, right? Because I really can't give you a step-by-step way. There is, but I couldn't find it. So this is sort of a simple editor, let's say, that prepares your questions. For example, you have, this is filling in. So you have to write the answer. This is what it looks like. You saw that, filling the gaps. And what it does, it generates the code for you. So you just copy this whole thing into the set of questions, zadotázek, right? So, and it's done. You don't have to do anything else. The types here are filling the gaps, having the correct answer, choosing one correct answer, choosing more correct answers, and what is that called?
Oh, I see. Yep, yep. So multiple choice, one answer is correct, or multiple choice, like many answers. What else? Like short answer?
Maybe it will be easier to show you here, because I can't remember what you would call it in English. So these would be like the basic ones. Then you have the editor here, which is a newer one, and it's maybe a bit nicer, more user-friendly. So you have various things you can do here. So here, mezery v textu is gap fill. So you can filling it in manually, drag and drop, or this one, which I didn't know what to call it. I will show you. Like when you choose like this.
Drop down, yeah.
A drop down. Okay, thank you. A new thing. All right, so you don't have like options below each other, but you do this and you choose it and you can see what it looks like. So these are the sort of basic ones, I would say. Then you can use, you can create the pictures. So either filling in the text or drag and drop, the two types that I showed you. So you put the picture there, you can see an example here.
Oh, and a point, and so, yeah, okay.
Drag it and drop it. So you just upload your own picture and decide where or which parts should be described. So this is quite understandable, simple to create. Then you have another picture possibility. So this is for medical students probably.
Yeah.
You have to choose all the erythrocytes, right? I haven't done this, so I don't have experience with this one. Then this is the matching, which I showed you. You can. Oh, well, you probably can.
One does have multiple.
So yeah, so it's possible. So this is what it looks like. Again, it doesn't work. I don't know why.
Is this Russian?
Yes, yeah, it is.
Nice.
Yeah, it has various types from all. Here you have English and so on. And you also have this type of. What is it called?
Oh, like
It's a
I
crossword.
don't think we have this in English, but it's like a Czech version of a crossword, I've decided.
Yeah, probably. So you have a question or a definition, you fill in the word, and then you have some kind of
Like a message or
word.
something. Yeah.
I didn't use this. I have a couple of exercises with English type crosswords, which I think are a bit better. So I found something outside of the information system for that, and just provided it as an outside source. But it might be useful too for definitions, probably.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a fun version of vocabulary, so to speak.
Yeah. In class, I would give them half and half, and they would give each other definitions, which would be a bit more interactive and a bit more thinking for them. But, you know, again, under the circumstances. Okay, so these are the types of questions or exercises that you can create in the editors. And then if you want to, you can combine them working with the code. So
from what I can see, it does not have an English translated version.
I don't think so. I don't see any possibility.
Yeah, but this is possibly okay, because I think I can test it out, but that Google Chrome will sometimes it will translate entire pages for you as you go through.
Yeah, that's true.
Might be enough.
But, you know, you just have to learn vzorový příklad.
Start learning Czech.
That's the example. You will see the example, and I think it's sort of self-explanatory. If you just play with it a bit, see what's what. So this is the tool. These are the tools that probably the information system technicians created for teachers to use.
Nice.
Now, okay, where is it?
Okay, so that kind of makes the robot very interesting, because it becomes much more, like you said, it becomes much more like a substitute lesson rather than just like a quiz.
Exactly.
Like a testing system. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do quite a lot of things with it.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, of course, but another thing is, for my substitute exercises, do you decide to show them the correct answers or not? Right? Because I began with not showing them, because I wanted them to come to the conclusion or to the right answer themselves.
Yeah.
So you can set it up so that they see when it's correct, but when it's wrong, they don't see the correct answer.
Oh, that's handy. Yeah.
So I did it like this, and I got a couple of complaints, like,
oh, no.
I don't know what's correct. How am I supposed to know? So I said, well, maybe try again. Think about it a bit more. But later I decided just to let them see. After they save it and look at it again, they see what is wrong, what is correct, and what the correct answer is in case they are wrong. So to make it easier for them maybe to learn, it might be frustrating for a student not to know.
That's true.
Try many things and it's still not correct, and in the end you find out that the teacher made a typo and that's why it's wrong. Not because you are wrong. Which can happen. It has happened. So unfortunately, it's, you know, human error is everywhere. I think it's really very useful. I know that it might seem a bit intimidating to some people, because you also need to do the work yourself, like write everything. But I don't know, it's rewarding and it's not that difficult. Many times you just really, when I make a new exercise like this, I usually open an old one of the same type, copy it, and then change some things. So I don't write everything myself either. Right? I'm lazy too. I don't remember everything. But I don't know. I know that you could ask someone to do it for you, a technician or something, but you have to explain everything, and in the end, it doesn't have to be what you wanted. Exactly. So I'm a strange person. I like doing these things, so it's
I do too.
rewarding to me.
Yeah.
So I think it's ICT, right? This is about
Mm.
ICT, so people should be able to do some basic things.
Mm. But basically, you use those links that you have bookmarked, and it's a it looks like a very visual editor where you just create the drag and drop and things.
Yeah, you don't really have to go beyond that at all, but I
Yeah.
just wanted it to be nice, right? So, or maybe user friendly. So I just have a code for inserting audio into the exercise. So again, you just change the source website, or you usually take it
MP3.
from
Yeah.
from the materials in the information system. So you take that. You just have to be careful that it's the current semester, because otherwise they might not be able to play it because they are
Oh,
not
this is true. Yeah,
intended
yeah.
audience. So that has to be checked. Then again, iframe, you just embed something from a different website. This is from YouTube Cropper. So it was not the whole YouTube video, but just a part of it. Which you can also do. You don't want them to watch like 20 minutes. You just want them to see 5 minutes of that, and you just crop that. That's a possibility. This would be for the embedding in the interactive syllabus. Here you have table. So again, you just copy this, but you have to fill in all the data, right? Which takes some time. So, and you have to be careful not to make some accidental spaces, which then invalidate all your code. So you need to be really.
Oh, it doesn't like spaces.
Some spaces are just wrong, and then your table doesn't look what it should look like. So.
Wow. Okay.
And here I have the type where you just write an open answer. So it's an A question, right? Or type, where you just
say the size.
Show the size. Yes, if you want the spell check, this is not, of course, necessary. We had this for exams, so very simple.
So that's the :A is the open answer, and the 1A that came after it. What?
That was if you have more of them. So you, because it's still sort of expects you. Yeah, I will share this with you. Expects you to give the correct answer, or to identify the correct answer. So I will try to find an example of that. So haven't done it for some time. Yeah, so for example here.
Yeah, you've got 3 of them. Okay.
So at the end, you give what the correct answer is. So this is for the checkboxes. And here you have A1, A2, A3, which if you wanted a specific text there, you would put here, right? You would put colon A1 and then the correct answer, probably. I don't know, I haven't done that before. So you just have to mark them somehow that this is that type of question, and it's the first, the second, the third one. Just like with the check boxes, it's C. Right?
Oh, C for check.
C, 1, 2, 3, and so on. And you show at the end which one is correct. So if it's ticked, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
There's one more thing that I wanted to show you.
Yeah.
I had an exercise. Maybe I will show that to you first. From a resource book, from a book. What is it? Cutting Edge. Which I use in lessons on cards. And this is modal verbs of deduction. And you have like a choose your own adventure story. And it's called the Maze of Terror. So it's a bit weird. And students like it really a lot. And you are supposed to speculate why things are the way they are. So for example, a coachload of tourists have reserved all the rooms. However, it's very late and they still haven't arrived. Why not? and then you say they might have had an accident.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the practice of that, or they might be late. I don't know. You can
They
use
could
present.
have done this, and yeah.
Exactly. So this is what I do in the lessons with the cards. They have one card and they continue to card 2 and so on, creating their own stories, which is something they really like. It's always in the feedback. I really like this exercise. That's the one they remember. So I really wanted to do this because I know that they like it. So I had 2 possibilities for software to create something like this. The first one, unfortunately, didn't give me any output that I could share with students. They only share it on their website. So you can go there and do it there. But because this is from a book, I was worried a bit about copyright. So I didn't do that, although it looks a bit nicer. I'll show you. So you have the text, you make the choices, and you continue. These questions were supposed to be answered in the information system, in those open questions. Unfortunately, because I didn't want to break any copyrights, I had to find something else, and yeah, you don't see that. So in the end, I did it like in a different one, which is just an HTML file. So it opens in your browser. So they had the instructions, then they could click on the activity, and then they had the robot to complete.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they were just filling in this box, and they had this website where you had the text, had to speculate, and then deciding what to do.
Uh-huh.
So I was really proud of myself that I created this, that I found a tool to do it, because again, I had good feedback on that. And I had even students asking about, what is this? I would like to create a story of my own. So
yeah, what is this?
yeah, it's called Twine. It's free, and it's a bit
HTML.
less. I will show you.
So so Twine, okay. It creates a bunch of HTML files.
Yeah, the output is HTML.
No.
So you can open it in any browser. I tried it on iPad, it worked. So this is what it looks like. It's very confusing.
Wow. Okay.
So you have the text, and then it connects to a different card.
Each link goes to a different, yeah.
So this can be used for any other, you could use it for medical students to decide what to do and end up with a dead patient, for example.
Hopefully not.
Preferably not. So I think this might be used even now, well, I don't know if now, but even in face-to-face teaching, because I'm not sure I want to use cards if we start teaching face-to-face, because cards carry, bacteria and viruses. So this could be a substitute that you can use on mobile phones. They could just create the story there and write down their speculations. So I think it's not just for, crisis situations, but it could be used.
Very useful, yeah.
So
and it's all in the IS, so it's just, even if you're in class, all right, go into the IS, click on this, and play the game.
Exactly, yeah. So that's what I wanted to show you.
Nice.
One more thing that I did, it's not really an information system tool, but for speaking substitute for these last semester students, they didn't like it very much, and I understand.
Well,
For the monologue, because they get a question or a topic and they need to speak for 2 minutes on their own about it. And sometimes it's difficult to speak for so long. You feel like you said everything, but you are supposed to speak for the 2 minutes so that we can evaluate properly. So what I did was I told them to record themselves talking about one topic which I gave them on a phone or whatever else. And they were so unhappy about it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to listen to myself. And I understand them, but that's one way. If you can't practice speaking, just tell them to record themselves and upload it to make sure that they did it. But probably a meeting like this is still the best if it's a possibility. So should use it. Yeah, use it.
For recording themselves, I mean, yeah, students, apart from the student shy issue, there's a system online called Flipgrid.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and you can set it up as a teacher as like almost like a verbal discussion thread where the students, and it's a phone app, so the students can use just their phone and record their little selfie video talking about whatever the topic is. And students can reply to each other, which I thought was pretty cool as well.
Yeah, that sounds good. That might be also useful.
Yeah. I did something similar with speaking as well. We have a presentation in the course that we just ran. And so I got them to create their PowerPoint or whatever it is that they wanted to create as a display as per usual, and then record a video. Most of them, the vast majority, 99% of them, could record it with similar to like a Zoom call with the video screen of themselves as well as the display that they had created, and then submit that and put that in a discussion forum. Unfortunately, it was a discussion forum, not so much a verbal, but still it had some good interaction. Our students could ask questions and they answered questions, and yeah. So if you had to, as a summary, if you had to give someone some advice who was perhaps new to using the IS in this way, like one piece of advice, what would you give them?
Oh my God. I don't know, probably the information system is not perfect. But it has lots of things that can be used very easily. So just acquaint yourself with the possibilities, because I see many people like going out like to other websites, other platforms, which is not completely necessary. Like the information system, you have everything linked there to the students. So it's very convenient. So use what's there because it's useful.
Give it a go. There you go. Yeah, use what's there because it's very useful. Nice. Cool. Well, thank you very much for your time, Eva.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it was great to see lots of different functionality, and it was also great to see lots of you could have anything. You could have YouTube videos brought straight in, or external, websites or external videos like BBC Learning English, and bring that in there. And yeah, that was very useful to see.
Yeah, it can be combined, definitely.
Nice. Well, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
It was a pleasure.